Hello, how are you? And from wherever you are, think about this, that in 1903, a young girl published her autobiography through a company called Double Day. And from that autobiography, here is something I would like you to reflect upon. I have extracted it and put in these sticky notes. Listen, not very long. Thus I came out of Egypt and stood before Sinai, and power divine touched my spirit and gave it sight, so that I beheld many wonders. And from the sacred mountain I heard a voice which said, knowledge is love and light and vision. This is from the autobiography by Hellen Keller called The Story of My Life. And why am I bringing you this statement to reflect upon and mentioning Hellen Keller? It is because I came across Hellen Keller through a recommendation that was done by none other by His Grace Most Reverend Archbishop Anthony Muheria of the Archdiocese of Nyeri in the year 2023. And he also repeated the same in the year 2024, I suppose. But also he also repeated it in the year 2005, because I was among the Christian faithfuls who had attended the ordinations those years when he was advising the ordinands during those ordination masses. And he was telling them, the deacons and the priests, to try and go an extra mile in their apostolate. And although he was speaking to them personally as a man who loves books and a person who will always be attentive to any speaker, be it a homily, be it a political speech, and just by chance you happen to mention a book, then be assured that I'm going to read that book. And this is how I ended up reading Hellen Keller. Hellen Keller. And he was saying that during his apostolate, he was just asking himself, during one day when he was taken on a tour, and he met children who were blind, others were deaf. But there was a specific department in that institution of the physically challenged children, where he came across children who were both blind and both deaf. And he was just asking himself, now, who is going to ever teach these children about God? Who is ever going to tell these young children that beyond today there is hope if they cannot see and that they cannot hear? And this is what he told us. He said in that homily that while they were still there, they read a book. And the book they read is The Story, My Story, The Story of My Life by Hellen Keller. So, this video is part of a series of videos that I have been doing of 10 men who have in one way or another inspired my 10 years journey as a husband and also as a father. Mostly not necessarily even directly, but indirectly through the insights that I'm able to derive from their speech, their recommendations of the books that they read, how they talk about the books they have read, how they extract insights from the book they have read, and they are generously willing to share with the people What a blessing. So this is one of those videos, and I come to say that I celebrate Archbishop Anthony. He has done very many things and very many things wonderfully. But in this video, Samuel Waragu Senior, and from the TPOOPA eye, we would like to see him more as a person who inspires us to read widely, to read a lot. The other day, he also mentioned about Hellen Keller was on 60th of September, the year 2025. He was speaking to the PMC animators in the Archdiocese of Nyeri, and he repeated the same story. And this story was now somehow different compared to the other stories of 2023, 2024, 2025 when he was speaking to the ordinance or during the ordination. Here he emphasized on the person who brought light to her teacher Sullivan. And he was speaking to these men and women who take care of children in the Catholic Church in the Archdiocese of Nyeri, telling them that you're supposed to cultivate that spirit of Sullivan, who never tired to walk hand in hand with Hellen Keller, despite her temperament, especially at the beginning, despite her challenges, despite even her parents having given up on this young girl. This young girl, through the help of Sullivan, went up in the education ladder and just even did a PhD and became a human activist. A human activist fighting for the rights of other children with special needs as herself. And I experienced that in that story. And maybe if you have never come across that story, you can get your own copy online. Personally, I downloaded my copy from Google Books. That 1903 version. I know there are other versions later on of 60s. Yeah, there are other updated. But that original copy of 1903, I would like you to read that original version itself and see Hellen Keller. And in one way or another, this is also a challenge to both me and you. That whenever we come across something good, it is not for us to keep it to ourselves, it is for us to share with others. As they say, sharing is caring. So I feel privileged because were it not for my attendance to those ordinations, were it not for the generosity of the Archbishop in recommending the book or the story of Hellen Keller, maybe I would never have come across her. And allow me to say at this juncture that that story has challenged me to do a number of things, even what I'm doing currently. If today I lose my sight, if today I lose my speech, will I regret of the things that I would have done when I had eyesight, when I had the ability to speak, and I never utilized that. When I had this space, this platform, to speak to you, to speak to that other person, even if it is only one person or two people, maybe you are going to be the ambassador today. and go and take this good news to the others. So once again, I say thank you to Archbishop, because for the 10 years, there are some insights that I have picked through him and through the recommendations that he's just mentioning in passing, by the way, and I am applying them in my journey of parenting, in my journey of being a husband. And what else do people want from books if it is not to make our lives better than they are today? If it is not simplifying or even addressing some of the challenges that we come across every day? Think about it. In case you are unable to get this book, you can write directly to me through my email, tpoopaman@gmail.com. TPOOPA is TPOOPA man, MAN, @gmail.com. Write to me an email if you are unable to get that book, and I'll be able to send a copy to you. Remember, we also do mentorship as far as the books are concerned, because not everybody can be able to derive an insight from a book and be able to learn with it. But through some hard holding, you can be able now to read so many things on yourself. We also still do that. You still use the same email address. Thank you so much, and do have a nice time, and may God bless you abundantly and your life.